Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, today we're going to be checking out a Rike knife. Now this is Rike, R-I-K-E, not to be mistaken with rake, R-U-I-K-E. But this is the Rike Knife Hummingbird Plus. Now the cool thing about this knife is, it's the first Rike knife I've had on the channel. Has to be. Yeah, pretty sure. But it comes to me from Kelly Super K right here on YouTube. Very, very active in the channel, live streams. So greatly, greatly appreciate that, Super K. Thank you so much for letting me take a look at this. And it also came from Hawaii, so that's pretty cool too. But we're going to zoom out and we're going to take a look at it. Now you can obviously see why Super K thought I would like to check out this knife. And yes, yes indeed. That red and black marbled carbon fiber, yes indeedy. I am liking that a lot. A lot. Very good looking. Got the Rike Knife logo there on the pivot. Pocket clip, right hand tip up only. No left hand. No lefty love, guys. Sorry. You've got these gold stainless liners on it. And yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, there's a little skeletonization going on the show side liner. Not much on... Yep, not much on the clip side liner. So a little bit of skeletonization going on the show side liner. You have this red back spacer. It's got some kind of texturing, jimping on there to give you, a little extra grip. And you got a lanyard loop right there. Now, not 100% sure on the material of the back spacer. It feels like it's some sort of... It feels like more like FRN or something like that. It could be G10, but it just has that feel, kind of more like an FRN, GFN type material, to me anyway. And it's hard to find it listed anywhere as to what exactly it is, but I'm sure Super K would let me know down in the comments. As you can see, it is a flipper knife. You've got some decent... the jimping, yeah, it's there. Is it really? Yeah, it's okay. It helps you out. Nice. Nice action running on bearings. Really smooth action. Liner lock. What are we locking up at? I'm going to call that, I got to look up here. I'm going to call that about 20% on the lockup. Solid. No wiggle. No wobble. No. Pretty darn good. Blade. You got this kind of... I call it kind of a modified drop point, I guess. Maybe. Yeah. That's what I'm going to call it. I do like the style of it. You do have a ramp with a little bit of jimping on the spine, so you can get a really good purchase on this knife. Feels really good. Choil's done pretty darn well. Of course, you do have the hole in the blade. I don't know, guys. Oh yeah, looky there. Should I try it for two? Yes. Yes. JB can Spidey flick the Hummingbird Plus. That is a win. As I said though, the action is really pretty good. As you saw before, yeah, you can fail it if you, well, now I can't. I did before. You saw me do it. There it goes. Man, that was a pretty weak flip and it still came open. So yeah, action's pretty darn good. I am digging the blade. Now, to me, it looks like there's a really, really light media blast on it. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, it may be satin, but yeah, you see there? That looks like a really light media blast on it, but I like the look of it. I like the tone. I don't like the, the polished blades. Not too huge on that, especially on the modern folders. Let's take a look at some specs here. Now, decent sized knife. When you're measuring, I'm going to measure from the lanyard hole because, well, that's pretty much what Rike does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're looking at almost 8 1/4. If you were to take that off, you'd be sitting at right about 8 inches. Still, it's part of the handle, so we're going to include it. Handle length, you're looking at right about 4 3/4. So that's going to give you a blade length of right about 3 1/2 with a cutting edge of 3 3/8, we'll call it, on the cutting edge. Your overall grip length, I mean, you can pretty much grip it all the way down. So I'm going to give it 3 1/2 on the grip length. Yeah, that looks about right. Ooh, size comparisons. Well, our standard size comparison, bug out, definitely a much larger knife than the bug out. And I got to get my PM2. There we go. So obviously a much larger knife than the bug out, both taller and longer. PM2, how we sitting? Pretty close. Pretty close overall to the PM2. That's a pretty good size comparison right there. Looks like the Rike, no, maybe the PM2 wins by just a nose. Not very much though. So very PM2-ish in size, we'll call it that. Get the old scale out. We'll get a weight on it real quick. They say an official weight is 4.23. So we'll see what we get here. Are we zeroed? We are. 4.2. You know what? We'll give it to him. Right on. Very good. And 120 grams for that. Very good. Check out our in pocket. The clip. Now, to me, the clip feels a little... It feels a little flimsy. I'll show you here in a minute. So, yeah, about our standard. That darn lanyard loop kind of gives you just a little bit of extra sticking out there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be too bad. It'd be just probably under. Without the lanyard loop, yeah, we're pretty standard at about a 1/2 inch. With that darn lanyard loop, you're looking at pretty close to 3/4 of an inch. It was good retention. I mean, it was easy in and out of pocket. Spring tension could probably be a hair more. This is definitely one that I feel if you would catch it, you would bend the holy heck out of it. That's just the feeling it has to me. I think it would bend fairly easy, that pocket clip, for sure. So overall, it's a pretty darn comfortable knife. It really is. Now, I was a little concerned with that right there sticking up, but you know what? It's not giving me an issue. Not really at all. Can I feel it? A tiny bit, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that aspect of the clip. Yeah, darn, really comfortable. You've got a nice landing spot for your index finger, and then the, kind of the swell in the handle there really fills the hand nice and feels really darn good. Now we said 3 1/2 on the grip length. So that's how it looks in my 3 3/4 inch tall hand. So, I mean, I can get a full 4-finger grip with a little bit left over. Really comfortable. Overall, the carbon fiber looks like it's done pretty well. You know, it's not, the chamfering is there. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. It's not a large chamfer, but it's done really well. No hot spots like that whatsoever. It feels really good. The liners are done really well. It just feels pretty darn good in hand. Overall, yes. Now, I'm going to say something, and I said this on SKL, and people were like, what? Are you kidding me? The one thing, believe it or not, that red backspacer is a detractor to me. I know. Calm down. You heard that correct. I did say the red is a detractor to me. I know. The world's not coming to an end. Well, at least not because of that. But, yeah, and, you know, I was talking to Zach, and I think it's because the red and gold together. If you'll remember, I liked the Civivi Shard. I did not care for the red and gold together. Not really my thing. And I think that's what it is on this one too. The backspacer, I mean, it's a little rough with that jimping. I mean, you see it does stand proud a bit. Yeah, it is a little rough. It's not sharp. It's not too bad. But to be perfectly honest with you, this thing, if this was my knife, this would go away. That is a big detractor to me. I don't really like the way that sticks out the back end like that. It just, yeah. It's not really for me. I would have to, you know, grind that down, sand it off, and I would have to get rid of it. I don't use lanyards anyway, so I would definitely have to remove that from the picture for sure. But yeah, aesthetically, as I'm looking at it like this, I love it. Well, now I love it. Love it. Yes. Still liking it. Still liking it for sure. Once I get it this way, yeah, this to me is I don't know. It's just too much going on. It's not pleasing to my eye. And I know, with all that red, yeah, I know. But overall, the knife itself, very, very comfortable, very good action, and overall, I am liking the knife. Can you get up on that choil? Oh, you can, but you really got to be careful. I mean, I can, and I'm kind of hugging that, you know, the flipper tab. I'm hugging it fairly hard, and I don't have a whole lot left over. So, you could. You can get forward on it for some draws, for sure. Good. You still got good control. Yep. Definitely. I love the belly and the blade. Comfort. The comfort's there. It's just some aesthetics, you know? Some aesthetics and the pocket clip. I really feel like that pocket clip would be pretty easily bent if you got it, you know? And trust me, a lot of them are. If you get them caught up on something. But this one just feels a little bit more so. But this is really cool. I'm so thankful that Super K gave me the opportunity to check it out. And we talked about it, you know, and I said, you know, this is the stuff I like. This is stuff I don't really care for. And, you know, we talked about possibly dyeing that black. And if the backspacer was black, yeah, you know, I'd be definitely definitely into it a little more. Still not overly crazy about the gold liner and gold pocket clip. But I definitely, personally, I think it would look better than the red does. And yes, I would definitely get rid of that. That would have to go. But, man, thank you so much, Super K. Greatly, greatly appreciate the opportunity to check out the Hummingbird Plus. Thank you so much. First Rike knife on the channel, so that is always greatly appreciated. And you know what also is greatly appreciated? I'll tell you in a minute, but I forgot to tell you what Blue thinks of this knife. Blue gave it an 8 overall. Because action, comfort, yes. Yes, now, one other thing. These are probably going to be more of a secondary market type knife at this point. I saw it's really kind of on I found one on the website, but it's not the red, and there's also a blue and black carbon fiber, which actually looks good. It has a solid blue backspacer, and I don't know, I'm trying to look at the picture here of the liners. The liners actually the liners are blue, and the pocket clip is blue. I like the look of that. I do like the look of that. The blue one, aesthetically, and it also looks, I don't know, but it looks like, yeah, it's hard to tell with that backspacer, but it almost has a reflectivity, almost like it might be metal, but if it's the same, I'm sure it's that same type of material. Totally guessing. I don't know for sure. I did find one on a website for sale. It was selling for about 120 bucks. Did I say N690? I can't remember if I did, guys, but it is N690 steel. So make sure I get that out there. Overall, Hummingbird Plus, really good knife. Really comfortable. Great action. Just a couple of aesthetic things that I would probably change if I could. We'll just put it that way. But, and thank you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by, checking out the Rike Knife Hummingbird Plus. Thank you very much once again, Super K, for letting me check it out. Totally appreciate it. I'm sorry I've had it longer than I wanted to, but I'll be getting it back to you in the mail very soon. So, thanks a lot, guys. Remember, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.